Hey folks, Chad at Apsona here. Some folks have been asking recently, hey, how do I just really quickly and easily see if certain records from a CSV file from Excel are in Salesforce? So I thought I'd record this video real quick. I'm going to give you two ways. If you can think of other ways, let us know. You could put a comment in or send us in an email. But here's two ways that came to my mind right off the bat. All right, so how to find records in Salesforce from a CSV. So the first way we're going to do this is using our Match CSV feature. This is part of our add-on tool, our dedupe and match add-on. And it's a really great method. Second is a little bit simpler, but comes with our base package, and that's just using a particular filter. So let's come on over. We're going to pull up a spreadsheet. This is just a demo spreadsheet of some contacts that I have. So what I'm going to do is come into Apsona and go to the Contacts tab. And if you have our dedupe and match tool, at the bottom of the tools menu, you will see dedupe. There's two options. This dedupe method is just comparing internal records, comparing records that are in Salesforce to each other. Match CSV is what we're going to look at today. That's comparing an external source of data to what's in Salesforce. So let's click on that. We're going to take that CSV and load it up here, right there. Okay, and then if you're familiar with our dedupe tool, you'll start to see some things that are familiar here. We have the ability to say which fields we want to use to find the record in Salesforce. So there's a lot of functionality here, in how you match it and all that. That comes with our dedupe tool. I'm going to keep it real simple today. I'm just going to do first name, last name, and email. So we'll say first name, whoops, and then last name right here, and email. And oftentimes you'll just want to do email to get a more broad sense. I like to use case insensitive because capital letters in an email on one side versus the other will not match if it's exact. Exact is case sensitive, space sensitive, everything sensitive. So I'm going to also do that with first. I'm actually going to say first name. There's some algorithmic stuff going on in there that says like Bob and Robert are the same. Last name, I'm going to do case insensitive. All right, let's move forward. Now here's the step where we can pull in other fields so that when you get the results, you can kind of like look at other data to compare and see if that's truly a match. So I'm just going to pull in some address fields like street and such. So we'll do city, state, street, zip. That's always a good thing to use. Oh, let's do some phone numbers. So let's go phone, business, home. Great. Okay. Um, then when we click next, we have to put a filter in. This is a requirement, I believe. If you really want to just search the entire database, you could say, hey, created date is not empty. That's going to be true on any record in Salesforce, or ID is not empty, something like that. I'm going to go a little bit narrow because this is a test database that has lots of data in it. So I'm going to just say they were created this year. Created date equals this year. All right, let's do that. It's going to take a few seconds and find it, and you're going to get a download. So this is the result. There's actually no deduping, even though this is part of our dedupe tool. It's just a match feature. So we're going to download this, and I'm going to pull it up from off screen. Here we go. So what we get is our original data. So we had account name to mailing posting code. That's right here. But then we get some new columns. The signature column is kind of like the matching key. So we asked for first name, last name, and email, and you can see there's a concatenated value here that becomes like a unique key to match against. And then the next column says match count. How many records were found in the system? So my single Ramon Lane here became two rows because it found two matches based on our signature. So we can see that there's two. We can also see on the right side that there's some new columns over here. This actually shows the records that were found. So we have two distinct contact IDs here, both that matched against the email first last name of Ramon Lane. And then all of the fields that I added in that additional field step will also be added here. So again, you can compare data and see which one is the right match. All the way down this, because we have a test database, we're constantly pushing data in and out. Looks like there's two of everything because there was two imports of the same records, just because we do a lot of testing here. So that's the Probably the best way to find records is using the complexity that we offer in our matching rules from our dedupe tool, combined with a CSV, and it's going to give you all of the variations that come out of that. Okay, now we're going to go on to the second one using our is among filter. As far as I know, this is a unique filter to Apsona, and it's very cool. This is for slightly simpler searches. Let's say you don't need to really compare a bunch of different fields as your matching criteria. Let's say you just want to do a quick peek using one field. Let's call it email. That's a really good one to pick. So I'm in the source spreadsheet, the original spreadsheet, and I'm going to just shift click to highlight all of the cells, and I'm going to copy. So I've copied all the email cells. I'm going to get out of this, come back to contacts, and I am going to just do a quick search here. So I've got my filter terms up. You can get that with this little funnel icon. And I'm going to say contact email. And is among is our operator. This is an Apsona filter. And I hit paste. So check it out. When we open this up, we can see all those emails from the spreadsheet are in there. We can double check that they all made it. Ramon at the top, Dorothy at the bottom, and that is what we have here. Ramon at the top, Dorothy at the bottom. So the reason I was double checking that it got them all is that there is a SOQL query limit. You can create a SOQL query up to, I believe, 20,000 characters. So if it's more than that, when you push all this data in, it might give you an error. But I think we're going to be okay here. So I'm looking for matching against 200 records. So we're just going to hit search and let's see what we get. We got 396, which seems pretty in line with what we got from our other method. We have maybe slightly more because I matched kind of like a little bit fuzzy on the first name and did, you know, case insensitivity and things like that. So I got probably a little bit more results here, but this is another quick way to find things. So we came up with 396, and what I could do potentially is just export these now. I could export all the records that I found. I could just select all fields, or I can select certain fields, hit export, and then I'll have essentially the same thing somewhat, another CSV with those records, and then I can compare against them. All right, I think that's it. Just a quick video here to show you a couple ways to find records in Salesforce through Apsona. Thank you so much for your time.